Hi, my name is Annie Krevice, and welcome to this PAX Australia panel. I'm joined by four other members of Team Stream Queens from Down Under, and we're going to have a chat. We're going to spill the tea about what it's like to be a drag queen on Twitch. First of all, let's go around the room and introduce ourselves, when we started streaming, and if we were on a certain reality TV show to do with drag queens, how would you introduce yourself? What would your tagline be when you entered the workroom? I will start. My name is Annie Krevice. I'm a trans drag queen from Melbourne, Australia. I've been on Twitch for about 4 years now, but I've only been doing drag on Twitch for about 2 years, I think. And if I entered the workroom, my tagline would be, "Any hole is a goal, but any crevice makes your girlfriend jealous." Introducing now, we'll go to Gay Mermaid.
Hi, my name is Amanda Blow, also known as gay_mermaid on Twitch. I've been doing Twitch for about a year now, whereas drag I've been doing for about 4 years. And if I were to walk into the workroom of a certain reality TV show, it'd be like, "Whose dick you gotta suck to win this thing?" And that's little old me.
Love it. And going across to LEIDYLei.
Hello, I'm LEIDYLei. I love horror. I've been doing drag for 5 years. I have been doing Twitch for 1.5 years. And if I were to enter the workroom, I think I would just...
I love that. Just rough.
I'd be in like...
I love that.
I don't fucking know.
Moving across to Tealy.
Hi everybody, my name is itsTealyxo and I'm your favorite Aussie bimbo. I've been on Twitch for 2 years now. I've been doing drag for almost 2 years, coming up soon, and if I walked into the workroom, I would be shitting myself and would not know what to say. Because she's not ready!
I love that. And moving across to Cherry.
Hi, my name is Miss Cherry Hart. I'm a variety drag queen streamer from Melbourne, Australia, and I've been streaming for about 4 years now. And if I enter Drag Race, I would say, if you popped your cherry once, do you want to pop it again? Just to be sure. Or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe I walk in just saying, beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you pop this toot. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get on, but we'll see. Hopefully at some point.
So when did you all start doing drag, and what inspired you to get into drag for the first time? Gay Mermaid?
Oh, love that question. So, obviously, like a lot of us, we watched that show, RuPaul's Drag Race, but that was not the catalyst for me. So there was this little event thing at a bar called Thursday, called Lip Sync for Your Pint, and I noticed that I was winning that quite a lot. And I was just like, oh, I'm a good lip syncer, maybe I should do drag. And lo and behold, I started doing drag as the door bitch for that club.
I love that. LEIDYLei?
I've been an actor for most of my life, only professionally after leaving school. But I was finding that there was not a lot of work that I was able to either find or even create for myself. And I loved drag a lot. I followed a lot of the social media legend drag queens. And I was getting really excited watching makeup tutorials and stuff. So I started watching a lot of that. And then I started buying a lot of makeup. And then I just got into drag, yeah. And it was something that I built up a wardrobe and stuff over a couple years. It was 2 years before I went onto a stage after starting investing in drag. But yeah, and it's good because it's helped me be able to create work for myself, since the acting work is little. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
basically. But my first introduction to makeup would have actually been either in like community theatre or working as a scare actor. So I had a lot of like special effects makeup like under my belt a little bit when I started drag.
Tealy.
I started drag on the 9th of October 2020. I only know that because I looked it up yesterday. I was like, she's going to turn 1 soon. We need to find out the birth date. I had been in love with RuPaul forever, you know, all of us are. And I'd always been like, I would love to do that, but I never thought that I would be able to do it, so I never attempted it. Last year, it was coming up to Halloween, and I was like, bitch, I want to do Trixie Mattel's Roller Barbie entrance look from All Stars for Halloween. It was going to be a gag. I got roller skates for my birthday, and I was like, oop, roller skate Barbie, let's go. So I practiced Trixie's face on stream for the first time ever, and she kind of snapped a little bit. Not to brag, but she snapped. So I did that again the next night just to, you know, make sure that I knew how to do it for Halloween. I was like, this is fun. I love this. And then after that, I just kept doing drag makeup and just changing it from Trixie's face and getting it smaller and to how I wanted it, and fell in love with it. And here we are today, almost a year later, and I'm completely in love with it. I found out so much about myself, and I feel like I am a whole new person, and I'm so much happier than I used to be doing this. So drag saves lives.
Cute.
Yeah.
And Cherry?
I started drag in 2018, like the start. My ex-partner at the time put me in drag. We were going to go to a lovely show that was in Melbourne, and it was a drag show that was hosted by Sasha Velour and Trinity the Tuck Taylor at the time, and it was a really good night, and I enjoyed it. Going in there was full of, I don't know what to expect. Like, this is my first time going out in drag, first time in drag, and it was really powerful. Like, no one knew who I was. I could be a completely different person. It was really, really cool. But what has really literally solidified me as a drag artist and what inspires me to do drag on the daily is other drag artists, honestly. Every single one of them, like, really inspire me. Some of my closest friends on Twitch inspire me all the time with their looks, with their demeanor, their drag, even local scene as well in Melbourne, like from Art Simone, Bobby Slut, like she's like, those kind of queens are really like top tier for me. They're always inspiring. I love powerful women in like music and like Lady Gaga, of course, like duh, I love her so much. She's literally the reason that I started coming out, blah, blah, blah. It's a different story. But I'm rambling. Yeah, I've been doing drag for at least 4 years now. And I think I've finally nailed it. The makeup changes every so often, but usually the inspirations and seeing what other drag artists do, it really does help me learn and become a better drag queen for myself. Yeah, that's pretty much my answer there.
I love that. So the first time I got into drag was for my friend Adam's Bucks night in 2019. They'd kind of planned for their Bucks night to do a drag performance at Pride of Our Footscray, our local bar. And I decided that I would like support them by getting into drag as well, because I'm like, that sounds fun. So I went and bought a dress from an op shop and this like crappy little wig, and I rocked up and like my partner did my makeup for me, and I had like a lot of fun with that. And then I didn't start like actually performing until like a lot later on. But I think I just seen like my friend do it, and like the drag queens at that bar like get up on stage, and I was like, I could actually do that. Like I would have a lot of fun with that. I wonder what it would be like to get up on stage and perform in drag and do a lip sync, because my main job, or the job I used to do more before I did drag, was I did spoken word stuff, and I'd get up on stage and read poems and perform poems. But I was like, being in like a wig and makeup, that looks really exciting. Little did I know that later on I would come out as a trans woman because I loved it so much. I had such a euphoric feeling. I unlocked something about me like later on, which was really like amazing. But like, yeah, it was really cool. What came first for everybody? Was it drag live on stage, or was it drag online, like as a streamer? And what has being a drag queen in the live scene, or the live, what has being a live drag queen taught you about being a digital content creator?
Alrighty, so I started off doing live performances. We have this lovely little venue here in Melbourne where they have a night called Baby Drag. And that's where a lot of us in Melbourne get to do our first, like, time performing. It's a very friendly atmosphere. Everyone's very welcoming. And so I did that for a few years. And then the panini happened. We went into lockdown because of Miss COVID. And that's when I started doing drag online. Prior to that, though, when I started drag, I was like, oh, it'd be really cute to, like, do streaming and drag. But I was like, I don't have the money for, like, a good streaming setup. So I put it off for years. But the pandemic was like a little wake-up call, being like, do it now, bitch. Do it now. Definitely, it's very different performing live to digital. Because you almost have that adrenaline of the live audience to, like, keep you going through your performances and doing all that. Whereas on live, you're kind of, though you have, like, your viewers, like, chatting away, it's kind of not the same. So at least for me, I get into my head a little bit, being like, ooh, is this actually entertaining? It's like the imposter syndrome really kicks in. But that, conversely, though, I would definitely say that the responses I've had from live versus, not live, the responses that I've had online versus live have definitely been more positive. Like, everyone on a live will be there because they want to see you, and they'll be like, yes, bitch, work, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Whereas in a live show, people will be like, I was here for this queen, or you're not polished enough, this, that, the other, and it's like, didn't ask for your opinion, love. I'm just like, you got an issue with it? You start doing drag. But yeah, it's not easy and it's not cheap.
Awesome. Lady?
Yeah, so I did drag, obviously, on stage. I did digital drag after I started drag. Is that how do I word that correctly? I did live, I did IRL drag before I did digital drag, I guess. So the pandemic happened, and like before then, like I had only ever done like live performances. I had hosted shows myself and, produced them, been on the tele, and I hadn't thought about digital drag in this type of way. And when the pandemia happened, I started playing a lot of games with my friend Rachel online. And I started watching a lot more, a lot of streams online for this particular game called Dead by Daylight. And I don't know if you know about this particular game, but it seems to have a lot of drag creators online seem to play it. And so I saw a lot of drag creators playing this game, and I was like, this is quite fun. And then I was playing it with Rachel almost every night, and I was like, in the lockdown, and I was like, I mean, it'd be cute to get in drag. I have what I think I need. And yeah, I started streaming once a week, and now I do 4 times a week, and it's pretty cute. Something I noticed was that live audiences, depending on the type of show, a club gig, live audiences can be horrible. Because at a club gig, no one's there specifically for a show. Like, they're there to go to a club, and the shows are at the club. And like, it's great. It's great entertainment and stuff. But like, the people watching it are usually like, there's like a mix of either too excessively drunk people, people really enjoying the show, and then people who either hate you, prefer their friend to you, think that they can do better than you, like all of this stuff, which you can easily block and ban when you're on Twitch. And so when you're like right there in person and you're seeing this person like stare you down or like stare down at their phone or like film you to like post to their story and shit on it, it's like very, very interesting. And like, you have to push people off your stage. I kicked someone off my stage one time. I probably like, it's just so but being, yeah, and so like, it was just such a different vibe streaming on Twitch. And it made me also realize, like, when the lockdown was first over, we're back in one now, but when the lockdown was first over, and I went back to live gigs, I realized how much I liked producing my own shows and how much I liked doing Twitch and how much I wanted the club gigs to be a bit less. And like, it's exciting to be able to do Twitch drag and to be able to use that money to then like fund and produce shows live. And to, because both of those, and hosting shows, I've gotten a lot better at via hosting like a via camera. I think I've gotten much better at hosting shows because of Twitch, which is quite nice. Yeah. Yeah. I hope I've said enough. And I hope I haven't said too much. Yeah.
I love that answer. That was really good. Tealy.
Due to me starting drag during the middle of the pandemic, I am yet to perform live. I am looking into some local clubs though that have open like mic drag nights that I want to get into. I know a couple people that have said like go and check it out, so I'm working on getting into that, except, you know, we're currently in and out of lockdown, so the nightlife scene is, you can't really lock anything in stone. So we're looking at it, but it's not there yet. We have gone out once in drag and it was a fantastic night. I prefer the safety of Twitch right now. It's very scary. I'm very new to it, so as Lady said, you can ban somebody, you can block somebody, they don't have to be there anymore. IRL, you can't remove that person like that. You have no control over what anyone's going to do. And with that in the back of your head the whole night, it gets a little bit scary. But in saying that, my first time out was a lovely experience. I had dumb white drunk girls living for me everywhere, and I felt like the queen of the ball. So I loved it, and I can't wait to start performing live. But Twitch has just been amazing. It has taught me to be a more confident person in myself, outside of Twitch, not even just on Twitch. Like, I used to struggle in keeping a conversation going with people, whereas now I can talk for hours on end and bore a bitch to death. Like, I can talk until the sun comes up, girl. I will never stop talking. So I love that. It's opened me up so much, and it's just made me realize that you can do anything you put your mind to, girl. Just go out there and do it. Stop thinking about what everyone else is saying and just do yourself.
And Cherry?
Oh, sure. Like for me, streaming in drag came for me first. Because that was the thing that I jumped into. I didn't really know anyone in drag. I didn't really know the Melbourne scene. I'm not really open. Well, I am open. But no, I don't really go out a lot. So for me, going to the clubs, and I live too far away. So when I do drag, I do it online mainly. But in saying that, right before the pandemic, I literally did like 5 shows, like during Christmas time, and then like just when the pandemic hit in March, a week later after I performed, we went into lockdown, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I haven't performed since then either. So, but in saying that though, I do prefer performing or at least streaming in drag on Twitch, but I do miss performing on a stage. It's the one thing that's a big adrenaline rush, and when it's done, you're like, oh my god, I want to do that again and again and again. Like it's just that, like, it just feels good. Like people just like clapping and applauding, and then it's just like, oh, I'm all sweaty, but I feel good. You know, definitely, like, it brought me a confidence that I didn't really have before. Like when I was younger, I wasn't really that confident. I was bullied. I was, you know, as a typical gay kid, you just sort of go through a lot of things when you're younger. And for me, drag and performing has opened me up. I think it opens everybody up, really. It's definitely a confidence booster for sure. For sure. If you want a good confidence booster, do drag. Do drag.
I love that. I started performing live in drag and doing drag on Twitch pretty much around the same time. Because I've been streaming. Our debuts were literally on the same night. Me and Cherry on stage at Pride of Upwards Grey. I did Candy by Mandy Moore, and Cherry did Chains by Tina Arena. And I started like performing on stage around the same time I started doing drag on Twitch, even though I'd been streaming for years before that. As like, if you can go back to the old VODs of me like streaming previously, I had a different username on Twitch. I was streaming as a boy. I was wearing this crusty snapback, playing Call of Duty and FIFA and Battlefield, and then like in the space of like, it was so like, I mean, I identified as a bisexual back then, and since then I became a lesbian because I can't stand men anymore. But I like transitioned pretty much live on Twitch over the course of a couple of months and learned how to do drag on Twitch whilst I was like doing those couple of gigs at like Baby Drag. I did like another dragathon gig before the pandemic hit. But I think I learnt more about drag as a Twitch streamer than performing. I don't think I've really had the chance on a live stage to fully like flex my muscles in terms of performing and like letting loose. I still like, whilst I love performing on live on stage and I get that adrenaline rush, I still think I haven't done it enough to like really like fully let loose. Whereas during the pandemic, doing my makeup every single week taught me like a lot about like drag makeup, and like practicing and stuff like that made me a lot more confident. And I think the thing it taught me about being a Twitch streamer was that previously I'd kind of just treated it as like, oh, I go live, I like chat to people, I play games, and it's just like hanging out with friends playing video games. But now a lot of the time, especially with my drag streams, I treat it as much more of a show where I'm like putting it together and I'm thinking more about my content as a whole, rather than like previously as a streamer I was just pressing the going live button. So I think that has taught me a lot. And yeah, it's same with Lady. Like I think hosting and like hosting has definitely made me like more confident like live and like in person or whatever. So I can't wait to like actually get a chance to perform live in Melbourne again. Because yeah, I think I'd totally kill it now, but I've only had a couple of gigs since the Panini. Yeah. So next question is, what video games or video game characters do you think have inspired your drag, and like how have video games influenced you as a drag queen? Maybe we might go Cherry first and then we'll go up. We'll flip the order. Yeah.
Oh, the reverse order. Okay. Okay, so one of my all-time favorite video games is Kingdom Hearts, and some of my drag inspirations are like the female characters in that game, like your Kairi, your Aqua, even Larxene, the Electric Queen. Like, oh, she's a bitch. But also, oh, really trying to think. Even Crash Bandicoot. You know the other one, Lola or Loli, what's her name? Anyway.
Coco? Or do you mean the
Coco, yeah,
Do you mean
Coco, yeah.
do you mean the girlfriend or the sister?
Are they the
I hope
same
they're
or
different.
different?
Yeah.
I'm confused now.
No, they're different. Because there's Coco and there's Lorna. I think it's Lorna. Coco and Lorna.
Okay.
I think it's Lorna.
Ooh. What other drag inspirations were for me? Ooh, like Pokemon. You know Cynthia, the champion from Gen 4? I love Cynthia and her music. She comes with her own theme music, and it's a fucking bop. Like, if you listen to it, please do. It is fucking fantastic. And she's tall, blonde, and she wears black. And I love that.
Tealy?
I'm not inspired. I'm not inspired by games for drag. I'm inspired by me.
Oh, no. That's not a valid answer.
That's like a Drag Race reunion answer.
I inspire myself.
No, like I love to play the games and I have a good time in drag, but I don't think the games necessarily inspire my looks.
Lady, how has video games inspired your drag or like video game characters?
I think in general, like most of the time, horror like inspires my drag. Like it can be like even like thematically dark. But so I'm not sure like whether games necessarily have. However, in saying that, there were like shapes that I like tried to like use on my face in times. Like I got really excited when I did this like massive nose thing, and I felt like I looked like Coco Bandicoot, which is why when Cherry said crash, I was like, oh my god, like my makeup used to remind myself of Coco Bandicoot, and I was so excited by that. And I wanted like there's always been a moment that I've wanted to get with like a giant foam wig, which is like a foam yellow ponytail to be Coco Bandicoot, which I think would be fun. There's definitely like, I remember distinctly growing up, there was this game called Kung Fu Chaos on the Xbox, which had these like, ridiculously proportioned women / drag queens who, you know, they did not look cute. Their shapes were not essentially possible by nature. And they had these like massive platform shoes and like they looked like the Spice Girls, but like on like some kind of like Fixie Island. And they like I used to draw these characters that inspired me like by them, and like I think that that's something that's always been like I guess you could say them. Like there's always been like female characters in games, female characters in movies and TV. I'm definitely more drawn to film and television when it comes to references, but I guess like definitely females in games have inspired some things. Yeah. Just their badassery.
Totally. Amanda?
So more personality-wise was inspired by like characters from video games, specifically strong women. My partner and I have this joke about like the tiny woman with a big sword. I love that whole archetype.
Edna Mode, yeah.
Edna Mode, you rotted bitch. So like prime examples are like Morrigan from Dragon Age. Love Morrigan. Having heard all the discussion, my brain instantly clicked to something of my childhood, which I have just realized, like, I live for this bitch and, like, want her to be me in drag. Christy Montenero from Tekken 4, specifically Tekken 4, she was a baddie. She was like, I'm gonna wear long denim jeans that are sequin and a sparkly bra. And I was like, bitch, iconic. But yeah, I just love powerful women. in video games. Back in the day, I did do a few like little cosplays. In drag, like one of my first looks I ever did was like a diva cosplay from Overwatch, but we don't talk about Overwatch anymore. And and yeah, I just love powerful women because they make me feel powerful, basically.
I think I have always been inspired by video games in terms of drag. Like, I should have seen it coming like a long time ago when I used to love any kind of game that had like a custom character creation thing. I would love to create The Sims, WWE, any of the wrestling games where you got to create your own female wrestler. It's basically a drag queen like creation like simulator. Like any of that, I'm like, why am I so obsessed with picking out cool hair and outfits and like makeup and stuff like that? Always wanted to be a drag queen. So I like love that kind of stuff. So I think like, yeah, I've just been training to be a drag queen my whole life. Just by like picking out outfits. And my like girl self out of drag, one of my friends, Ashley, she says that I dress like a girl in The Sims. Like all of my outfits are like pretty much stock standard from probably like Sims 2, Sims 3, like all the same outfits. Like when I transitioned, I went out and I bought all these like basic like girl outfits that are like, yeah. So I've always loved video games. I've done like, since then I've done like a Princess Peach cosplay and like a few other like kind of classic like gamer kind of cosplay sort of stuff, but I think originally I kind of just wanted to look like a hot wrestler, probably.
Can I double back for a moment? Okay, I do want to do a Fran cosplay, you know, that bunny lady from Final Fantasy. She's a serve. I was obsessed with her. Just hearing everyone talk, I was like, wait a minute, bunny lady, sexy. But for drag influence, it's more like Disney movies and evil queens and princesses and stuff like that for me. I think that's where most of my character and references and stuff would come from.
Okay, so now we've kind of all talked about being drag queens on Twitch. Let's show the viewers at home some of our favorite looks. So my favorite look that I've ever done on stream was for the FIFA 21 launch last year. I did like a soccer player, Newcastle United inspired look, which was very different for me. It's probably the best time I've done my makeup, I think, and I can't recreate it for some reason, but it was this black and white monochrome look with a black lip. And I wore like an old Newcastle United jersey that I used to wear when I was a boy, and I like kind of tied it up like a crop with like a cute little white skirt. And I played FIFA, which was fun because I'm pretty sure I was not only the only drag queen in the FIFA category that night, but I was probably the only woman streaming in the FIFA category that night. Or one of the only women streaming in that category. And I just lived for that look because yeah, it was really different. The wig was actually a black and white hard front, but if I'd had like a lace front or something for that wig, it would have been the perfect look. But yeah, I like doing like themed looks like that in general, like matching them with the video game or doing something different. So
I usually like to wear red on an occasion on my streams. Look, on occasion, I like to wear red, okay? It's one of my favorite colors. But there's this one that I did, and it was for Gaga's Born This Way 10-year anniversary album. And so I did the look. It was like it was just all yellow hair. I did her makeup the way she did it. And I literally remember like crying at the end of stream because I looked in the mirror and I'm like, holy shit, I actually did it. Because the first time I did it when I first started doing drag. And oh my god, it looked so god-awful. It was bad. But as a nice redemption look that I have been doing this year, I've been doing a few redemption looks. This one's probably my favorite. Okay. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite looks. Like, and I'm wearing like the same shirt that when I went to see her in concert for the Born This Way ball. So I was wearing the shirt and I was just feeling in the moment. It was really, really cool. I really enjoyed doing that look. Most quickest look ever, but it was so nice. Really good.
that's really cute. Tilly, do you have a look?
I have a look, girl. I worked it out. Look at me, A+. Okay, so, I don't know. This look, let me look at the camera first. I'm too busy looking at the photo. I look so pretty in it. Did you see it? It's over there somewhere. Anyway, I was just obsessed with this high pony, snatched look. Girl, my eyebrows were perfect. My cheeks.
The pony was good. I remember the pony.
Girl, the pony was so good. R.I.P. to her. She's now that big frizzy bitch. But we'll get another one. Because it was a serve and I want it back. But the cheek was she was just so full. The highlight was perfect. I just felt my little Ariane moments. I was like, yeah. And everyone was living. So that's my favorite look from stream because I looked gorgeous.
I love that. Lady?
My favorite look on stream, I believe that Haunting of Bly Manor was either just about to come out or had come out or was like out that day or something. But I wanted to do something inspired by the first one, Haunting of Hill House, like to celebrate that the new season was coming. And the opening titles of the first one features like cracked out legends. No, not cracked. Cracked. Please don't. Please. Cut that. No, we can't talk about crack. My God. I'm not comfortable talking about crack. Okay. What's it called? Like a cracked doll? A cracked sculpture? Sculpture. So the first season had an opening title sequence that featured like dolls, like porcelain dolls with like cracks in their faces and stuff. And so I did something like that with a wig that I had just recently styled to be like this giant pink like updo thing. It's 3 pink wigs. And I just like hanged it upside down and sprayed it so that it would like stay up. And then like the whole streamer was hilarious. Everyone was asking if I was upside down, if I was a bat. Yeah, I mean it's up. It's you can see it's kind of squished in. It's squished in the middle, but it's there. And yeah, it was just really fun. I thought I looked really good, and because I like doing concept looks a lot, and I felt like I was everything was a big concept, and I really enjoyed it. And the audience found it hilarious to make jokes about me being upside down. So I like that.
My favorite is when like the audience really gets in on the look and like responds to it and like and jokes around with it and stuff as well. That's my favorite. Amanda.
So my favorite look that I've ever done on stream was actually this year during Pride Month. So every week for a different stream, I did a different look inspired by a different pride flag. And I think my favorite one was the one that I did for the pansexual pride flag, because I had this gorgeous, like, pink, yellow, blue makeup, a like, gray kind of blonde Ariana pony stack, and, like, this asymmetrical glitter red dress, and I just felt so glamorous. I was feeling myself, and like I still use that as like one of my go-to like profile pictures to this day. And I'm just like, I will never look more beautiful than in this moment. That is very much the vibe I felt when I was in that look.
So one of the things that like really propelled Ninja as a Fortnite streamer into the mainstream was, I remember Ninja playing Fortnite with Drake, the singer. They were playing Fortnite together. So if we were going to have a moment like that that really propelled us to like stardom, like who would you love to play games with? Who would you love to collaborate with and play games alongside? Because I think we're all really stunning and like the world should know about us. But who would you, who's your dream like playing games person? I'll go first. So if I got to play games on stream with like anybody in the world, it would be Kim Petras. Me and Kim Petras, two like trans icons. We would lip sync "There Will Be Blood" together live on stream, and it would be permitted by her record company, like no DSMA issues, it would be fine. And we would play Dead by Daylight together. It would be like a real serve, I think. And I would wear a high pony as well, and yeah, it'd be really cute. Amanda.
So I have a few, if that's alright, because I would love to play games with either Lady Gaga or Kesha, because they are like my go-to fucking babes with music. And then another one that I would love to collab with, who is also a streamer, is Markiplier, but at the same time I don't think I could collab with Markiplier without drooling a little bit, because I just like, you're so pretty. And I just know I would make him feel so uncomfortable, and I don't want to put him through that. So that being said, Lady Gaga or Kesha? Markiplier, if you're out there, I know you're with Amy, but...
Lady.
This one's hard. Like, I feel like I'd have to play a game that, like, related to that person. Like, I would want it to be, like, a moment, you know? Maybe playing DBD, with, like, a 4-stack lorry with, Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, that could be kind of cute, I think. Or, like, yeah, playing with, like, the actress who plays Amanda in Saw, potentially. Or playing any game with any particular killer from, like, a slasher film. But they have to be in character as they talk to me.
Wait, who plays, Freddy Krueger? Like, you could probably
There's
get
Robert
him.
Englund. Robert Englund would be
Yeah.
fun.
That would be really cool.
He's really cool, actually. I've watched a
Yeah.
few interviews with him. Yeah. But yeah, probably a horror TV or film icon I would like to play. I'd like to play games with most people. Anybody, please.
Tealy.
If I could play video games with anybody, collaborate on Twitch, we'd have to say Lady Gaga, just because if she watches it, hey, play games with me. But I think it would be really...
Lady Gaga once said, what's Fortnite?
What's Fortnite? And I can teach her, because I started on Fortnite. I can teach her how to play. I can teach the girls. But I also think it would be really, really fun to play any video game at all with Anna Faris. I love her mind, and I just think it would be a fantastic shit show.
And Cherry, who would you love to play games with?
If anything, of course, Lady Gaga, duh. Just Lady Gaga, duh. Alright, it's like the most easiest thing. Oof. Oh, and Vin Diesel, of course, with the Need for Speed. Speaking of which, like, I think I would like to play with some Aussie icons, like, Jane Turner, and, her name is escaping my brain. Gina Riley, that's it, yeah. So I would like to play with them, but they have to be in Kath and Kim. But then I'd be like their long-lost family member. So we'd all have a great time speaking like a bunch of bogans. It'd be hilarious. Or Hot's a bit Although saying you just said Kylie Minogue, I will say I'm a huge stan of Miss Kylie Minogue. I would love to play any games with her, and like maybe have like a little interview at the same time, because I want to get to know her, like get to know her story, where she started, and maybe invite Danny Minogue as a secondary. You never know. If Kylie's unavailable, just get Danny. She's always available.
I thought you were gonna say as a pity invite.
I was gonna say that, but I wanted to be nice. I was trying to be nice.
I'm still just imagining like Captain Kim playing like DVD and like,
Oh my God.
Oh, it's nice, different.
Oh, it's nice, it's unusual. Oh, you can.
Kimei,
And then
Kimei, do this generator, Kimei.
And then, like, halfway through, you get Sharon, like, opening the door, going, "What's going on here, guys? I just had a netball game."
Sharon's the killer.
Let's go. I'm so ready. Sharon's a killer.
So what has been some of your highlights as a drag queen streamer on Twitch? What have been, like, your really memorable moments? And what do you think drag queens in general kind of bring to Twitch that other streamers don't?
I've got an answer if anyone else doesn't. Definitely for me, the biggest thing has been community, creating a safe space for people. I have people come in being like, you know, I feel so comfortable being here. You make my day, you make me laugh, and that for me is really important. It's and I think it's something that we, as not only drag artists but as queer people, can do, is create that safe space and a community for people who might not have it in their like real time, so they come to Twitch to find people like us. So I think definitely community is a very large thing that we can bring as streamers.
Cute. I love that. That's a good one. Tealy.
The most surprising thing that I didn't even think about when I started Twitch is the community side of it. Like, I didn't think about that and the community support and how much I would actually start to rely on these people and have these people become sort of an emotional connection in my life. Like, they've given me so much. On my darkest days, I can get on my Discord and send a message, and a couple of people will message back and we can have a chat for an hour, and I feel good as rain again. They're always there to build me up. So I never thought that I would get love from streaming, if that makes sense. Like, I honestly, at the start of the day, and at the end of the day, girl, the dollar still counts, but at the start of the day, I did start Twitch because I was like, Ninja makes money on Twitch, girl. I'm a white boy, I can play Fortnite on Twitch, let's go. So that was originally where we started, but we moved on to drag, and then honestly, the change in the community, you notice the difference. Like, when I was playing Fortnite, there was a community. It wasn't really a community though. It was people that come in, hang out, play games with you, and they'd leave. Starting drag, it's a whole different thing. Like, it's community, girl. Like, it's people that love each other, that care about each other, and are trying to lift each other up. And I just think that's really crazy. And I think that's something that you can bring to Twitch as a drag entertainer too. You give these people that safe space and that person to look up to, even if you don't think you're someone that someone's going to look up to. You would be surprised how much of a difference you can make in somebody's life just by going live and acting like a dumb bimbo. And it's just, I could cry thinking about it if I talk about it too much. So it's something I never thought would happen, and I'm so thankful that I have this opportunity to change lives.
I love that. Thank you. Who wants to go next? Lady, Cherry?
Okay. I think the biggest thing that I've gotten from streaming definitely would be community. I think that the people that I've gotten to know, and even so like there's the people that I've gotten to know to like play games with and such, like other streamers and whatnot, and also people who I feel super comfortable like talking to and stuff when they come in my chat, like and like bouncing off of them and that kind of thing. wasn't something that I expected. I think I didn't expect to have, or it was something I wanted, but I didn't expect it to come to fruition. That like streaming on Twitch would be a safe way to like experience drag, a comfortable way to experience drag, a kind way, like, and I also feel like there's just so much. I'm shit at talking. What am I saying? I feel like there's like a lot of people who I've grown close to, which is quite nice. It's quite nice to have. And I don't know whether I expected that, or like definitely not as quickly as it came, or as like abundantly loving as it was. And I think that drag streamers bring a lot. You know, there's multiple elements of artistry on top of just hosting a streamed game show. And, you know, so there's the makeup artistry behind it. There's, you know, wigs, costumes, the concepts. There's potentially performances. There's lip syncs. There's so many different ways that we can use our art on this platform. And I think that it's just such a I think drag streamers are top tier when it comes to the streaming.
I've been on Twitch for like 4 years and like doing drag on for 3.5, and there's the amount of drag that I've seen and the amount of people that have come through on Twitch has been like amazing. You know, seeing how it's exploded, let's say since like last year, and from where drag has started on Twitch, where it was probably just me, Deer, and Elix at the time that I knew of, to now, it's like, it's absolutely exploded. And we are dominating the space, so much so that Twitch is not even recognizing it. Come on. Can we put that in? But, like, or at least at this point, Twitch is finally slowly recognizing it by putting us on the front page, giving us a con, and, you know, we can even do drag shows now, like the styles of like Bitch Puddin', Stream Queens have done one. Like, it's amazing. So many good talented people and artists that will be put on this platform. That's one good thing that came out of the pandemic, that's for sure. The drag explosion. Yeah. But in saying that though, it's, from what I've had it experienced in my own community, it's been a long time. Been a long time. It's hard. It was really, really hard to like get that sort of audience for drag, especially because no one really watched drag on Twitch. It wasn't really a thing. Like, mainly whoever streamed were cis straights, you know, or even you could even be gay, but you didn't do makeup, you didn't do drag, you didn't do any of those sort of things. But now it is part of the norm, or at least that's how I feel with the community space and everything that's going on. Yeah, it's just, it's good. It's really good. But can we, like, stop? There's too many drag queens. Like, stop. Leave the talent for the rest of us. We're good now. I think, no. No, bring them all in. You know, drag queens, as, like, Bernadette Bassinger from Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, once said, drag queens will always breed like rabbits. Because we do. Yeah. There's more of us to go around.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing I've gotten most out of being on Twitch as a drag queen, I think, is the kind of confidence to be myself. I think during the pandemic, like, just being able to, like, practice drag and, like, realizing that I didn't have to just be like everybody else, that if I was myself, that people would still, like, love and support me, like, through that. Like, I think Twitch was the first place where I could really, truly do that. And I think, like, Twitch has, like, a whole bunch of different demographics and, like, people with different views on it. But I think, like, drag has shown that we can like find our little niche on our website where we find our community and like we support each other. And like I think for me, having the confidence to be myself on Twitch, it's like helped a lot of other people as well. Like me coming out as trans on Twitch has not led to, but like has definitely helped people with their confidence in terms of them coming out as trans as well. And I've had people do that on my stream before, which I find really beautiful. And I think drag queens in general just can give people the inspiration to like fully be themselves.